my friends, my family, my community. Thank you for joining me here as I share more information about the 3D, 5D that I felt would be beneficial for those who are going through the ascension process and going into your own personal discovery through that journey. Now, I did already publish a video here. You can find the link to what is 3D, 5D. This is a continuation going more into, I thought would be good to talk about how to thrive in a 3D environment when you are going through the process of ascension, or going through the process of manifestation, or going through the process of healing, transformation, basically working towards the frequency of love, moving to more of an openness, expansive experience in life. Now, this can be tricky. I'm not going to sugarcoat this or tiptoe around the topic. It could be really hard. There still is a lot of the old paradigm, the heavy density energy in our life, because we are transitioning out of a long period of that ruling our society, our life, essentially. So this is going to take some time, where we are going to eventually, I feel, transition out of it. It's going to take a long time, but we're at the precipice of this beautiful transition where things are starting to change. And a lot of us, a lot of you out there who've been going through the transformational journey, who have been practicing spirituality, who've been searching for answers, who've been going within yourself to unlock and rip off all those layers and search within, and wanting something better, and wanting, a more peaceful, harmonious, flowing, loving life. It's been a journey, and it might feel isolating. You may have gone through periods of losing friends, or maybe not being able to resonate with many people, or not, maybe even completely disassociating yourself from the world. You're not alone. You're not alone. There are a lot of us who are going through the ascension process right now, consciously or unconsciously. I feel that there is quite a large demographic of people who are consciously doing it. I feel like there's another slice of the demographic pie of the world who are unconsciously, but are on that fence, who will start to move into the conscious work. And it's difficult, because if you're working in maybe an industry, or working in a type of environment where the transformation process hasn't taken place, then it can be very difficult to resonate, to align, to find your place in that space. To basically work with people in a way where there's this flow and ease and harmony and love, and it's just that really nice energy that you might be working on and might be searching for. So how do you survive? How do you thrive in this environment when there's still that separation, or there's still that low density, this really difficult energy to work through? I don't have the right answer, but I'm going to do my best to share my own experience, because I've gone through it, I still go through it, and it's been my own journey to try to find my peace in it. For one, I have disassociated myself with a lot of news and information and energy that has been playing a role in placing a lot of fear and hard energy on myself. So I'm only speaking from my experience. I've deleted my Facebook account. If I go into environments where I just have to naturally go in, I do try to make the best of it. There are situations where I can feel within people they're still operating from fear. They're still at a very either negative or fear-based energy source. And there's a lot of low density, but I really try to remain neutral in these situations and offer the kind of energy and support that I can as best as possible. It is very, very light. It's sensitive work to manage and own your energy and protect your energy. It doesn't mean cutting people out. I feel that is the first place, our first part in our life that we'll look at, is cutting everyone out and isolating ourselves to go through this process. And there is to a point isolation that does need to happen, because you do need to go through this process on your own. It's like you have to spend time with yourself through this process. However, try not to completely cut everyone out. If people fall away, and if you can't resonate with them anymore or vice versa, then that's okay. This is the cycle of life. These things happen. Relationships will fade away. There will be moments where you'll feel like you can't relate to many people. But I feel like that is also going to start turning around. Like I said, more people are ascending, more people are awakening, more people are becoming aware and working towards that higher frequency. But we still have a long way to go. So again, if you're dealing with maybe difficult situations, or where maybe you have a work environment or an external environment where you have to fit in, or you have to show up every day, and it's challenging or difficult, really, and this is a practice I feel we all need to work on regardless. It is on know that they are there to teach you something regardless, and it's up to you to find what they are teaching you, and how you can work with that energy and with that situation with love, peace, and compassion, and not to be triggered. And this is a very, very difficult and very powerful place to be, because standing in your love, power, and not being triggered by something is really saying, you've got it. I am not perfect. I get triggered, and it's not a lot, not as much as I used to. By far, I used to a lot, but now it's really gotten better. But there are still moments where things are brought up. Things trigger me. Things trigger my insecurity, my fear, my frustrations. And when it happens, I have to take a step back and look at things from an outside perspective and just say, okay, what is this situation teaching me? Or what is this person teaching me? Or what's happening here? Why am I in this situation? Or why have I been placed here to face this? Because it's easy to put yourself in a bubble and to protect yourself, but you're never going to learn and really grow if you do that. You will, to a point, but when we take a step out there in the real world, that's where we get to really challenge our strength, our power, our ability to remain in love frequency, our ability to not give others our energy, and not to lose ourselves in that situation. That's where the true power lies. That is, I feel, the next level up of being in love frequency and being around situations that are really difficult and just very difficult and challenging, and not becoming affected by it. That is the pure strength, and that is really strong. It's really difficult to achieve that going through this process, and I feel like we definitely can. But again, if you're in a situation, I just want to challenge you to see what that might be teaching you, and how you can show up in that situation by not becoming affected, not giving it your energy, or not taking on that energy, and perhaps even working with that dynamic with love and with patience. And I hear you, I'm listening to you. That's okay. And you're okay, and you're allowed to express your opinions, and you're allowed to, and I get it. I feel you, I hear you. And I actually had to do that myself a couple months ago, where the conversation could have easily kept going back and forth. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. Proving this, proving that, proving this. And I just had to say, I hear you. I hear you. I get what you're saying. Because I was putting myself in the same situation as that other person, trying to prove a point of what's happening in the world, for example. And here I am. I know the truth. I know my stance on things. I know it's right. The other person will never agree with me. I know that for a fact. So it had to be me to say. It had to be up to me to say. Yeah, I hear you. I get where you're coming from. I completely understand. It takes so much strength. It's dissolving the ego. It's dissolving the need to be right. It's dissolving the need to put someone in their place. It's dissolving that thing that we've been living in for so long. And it will happen more and more over time, right? And we do need to be part of this environment, especially if you're doing the work and you're moving through the ascension process, you're moving through transformation, you're becoming more in your light. You need to be out there more at your own pace when you feel comfortable. But the world needs us. The world needs this, and needs more people to stand in their light and to deal with situations not by conflict. This hasn't worked. We've come out of way too long dealing with the conflict. I'm right, you're wrong, I'm going to win, you're going to lose, I'm going to prove myself, I have something to stand for, and you're going to get it. You know, like we've been going through this for years. Fire fights fire. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It just makes things worse. So we need to get over that. You know, it's a very competitive, very it's just a non-productive viewpoint or way of making change, creating the right change that we need, right? So I do hope that is resonating with you. Again, if you have any comments or any questions, please leave them below. I love hearing from everyone, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best during your journey. Take care.